Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This reading found you today because it was meant to find you. There is a message here from your guides that they need you to know about. This is going to be regarding a person that you're currently thinking about, someone on your mind, and it's information about what they're hiding, what they don't want to tell you, or what's going on in their mind. Just remember this is a general reading, so think about how this message might apply in your life, but try to find a pile that resonates with you. Maybe there's an energetic pull to one of these piles. Maybe it's because of the position of the piles, maybe the number 1, 2, or 3. Maybe it's the color of the crystals, the shape of the crystals, whatever the case may be. Definitely go ahead and try to meditate on it. You can pause the video if you like and just ask your guides, have a conversation. There will be a timestamp for each section provided in the description, so when you are ready, you can head on over to your section and your reading will be waiting for you. So I'll see you guys there. Hey guys, looks like you made your way to pile number 1, so welcome. Maybe you're drawn to the pile, the location of the pile, the number 1 might resonate with you, or maybe the crystal, the shape of the crystal spoke to you, or the colors. Whatever reason that was, you're here, and there is a message here from your guides, and it's going to be about a person that you currently are thinking about, that you have in your mind, probably why you took a second to kind of choose. And there's a message here about what they're hiding, what's going on in their mind, what they're not telling you, something along those lines. So let's go ahead and start. So we have courage and death. So, whoever this person is that you are currently thinking about, it's definitely someone that is kind of having second thoughts. And I feel like you might also be, or I think you might have a knowing that this isn't going to work out. I'm getting a sense of this is kind of scary. There's obviously an attachment and they do care about you, and vice versa. But it feels like for me that they want a rebirth, either a breakup, because I feel like there's an energy of like a breakup that's kind of imminent, that's on the edge, and it can teeter one way or the other. There's no definite answer. No one's made a definite decision. That's the energy that I'm getting right now. Or there's like a want to kind of restart or start over, but I'm not getting so much as that as it really strongly telling me that some cycle needs to end. And I think you guys might have some awareness about this, that it's just not going to work out. I don't think either party really wants this to end though, because that's where the courage is coming from. I think it's just not working. It's just not good. And I feel like you both are hurting. And we are now diving into what their thoughts are. So they are definitely hurting. And for them to walk away from this relationship isn't easy for them. And again, they didn't make a decision. I don't think you made a decision either. But it's definitely something that is on their mind. So if they might not be speaking about it or talking, saying that out loud, or you guys have had conversations, the energy is there. I think you know this. And it's just something that internally they are struggling with because they don't know what the right thing to do, because I feel the energy of they care so much about you. And I feel like you feel the same, but they are not happy. And I feel this energy that it's a very balanced energy, meaning like you also feel that way. Like I don't think you're completely happy, but you would rather be unhappy than be with someone else. And I think that's almost a balanced energy too. I feel like that person is feeling that as well, which is quite interesting to me. But let's go ahead and see. The next card here is the Witch, Experimentation, Rebellion. Yeah, so it's still giving me the vibe of there is a breakup that is imminent, and not that I don't get a sense that they are, oh, like talking to other people. I don't think you are either, but I think their brain is going there right now. I think their brain is like this experimentation. It's like, well, what, maybe we can go on a break. Maybe we can see what, if someone else will make us happy. There's that kind of conversation that is almost wanting to come out, if you guys haven't already had that conversation, because there's something about this, maybe like seeing if the grass is greener on the other side. Again, I don't think either one of you are happy right now. I feel like you guys want to be together, but it is a struggle and a half. I don't think it's toxic. I just don't think that it's working. I think there's trauma that you both have experienced that neither of you are able to kind of help each other out with. And there's definitely some growth that needs to happen with either party or both. But I am getting a sense in their mind right now, what they're probably not telling you is that they're open to maybe considering, seeing what else is out there because of how unhappy they are currently. Again, like I think the feeling is mutual, but maybe it's not. And right now we are just diving into their thinking process. Let's see. This is going to kind of give us an idea of what's actually going through their mind, like a phrase, a sentence, something like that. I replay our conversation over and over. So you guys have had a conversation. It seems like you guys have had some arguments, some um conversation where one of you has expressed something along the lines of being unhappy. I feel like it turned into a heated argument about, and I'm getting the words of like, I am putting everything in this, you're not trying hard enough, and it was you pointing fingers. And it's just so not healthy. And I don't think either party is right. I don't think either party is wrong. I think there's just the lack of conversation that led to this. There's a lot of moving pieces that led to this moment in time where it's almost like a little too late to kind of go back and fix things because of how much hurt has taken place. And it's just not even intentional. It again doesn't feel toxic, it's just misunderstood. And I think this person right now, I feel like you made a certain point and that is what's ticking in their mind. And I think that is what's kind of playing into the whole experimentation. Like maybe I might be open. Maybe they're right. Maybe they did say things. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I need to work on myself. Maybe there is someone else better. I feel like you guys have had those conversations where it's like, well, maybe you would be happy with someone else, like blah, blah, blah. And it kind of like triggered and planted a seed of like something that'll make them want to maybe end the relationship because it's like almost like what would be better for the both of you guys. But let's go ahead and see what else we have here. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Swords. I don't know why I had a hard time with that. So the Seven of Pentacles, let me retrace my steps here. So Ace of Swords here, this is showing me divinely given knowledge about something. And I think they are coming to some kind of a conclusion. So when I'm seeing that, it's like they're coming to some kind of conclusion about things that are kind of playing out in your relationship. The Four of Swords in reverse is showing me a period of healing, rebuilding, and that this is like during a time of a challenging part of your relationship. And this, again, is kind of playing out as if y'all aren't happy. I mean, that's just abundantly clear. Seven of Pentacles, and this is like planting seeds there. So again, I did say that before. That's really interesting that showed up, that there is some seed that was planted. Again, I'm getting the vibe of multiple energies, right? One of which is like there was a lot of work that went into this relationship on both parties. I'm not saying that you didn't put any work, but again, we're jumping into their brain for a second. I feel like they feel like they put a lot of work and effort into this to try to make this a real relationship. I think that they really wanted this to go somewhere. They really do still care about you. Again, that's why there's an uncertainty right now. Again, there is no decision that was made. There's just the energy of hard work that they're putting in. But again, I'm also getting the sense of there being a seed that's been planted that, again, information, truth coming out, that they're not sure what the right thing to do is. And I think the conversation that you guys have had or the argument that you have had is kind of making them feel a certain way that this has to kind of come to an end. Again, death being here. And I don't see that being a bad thing. I think you guys have to grow and learn from this. I feel like there's something better. I think maybe there is a mismatch. Maybe there's just something that's not aligning and clicking. Otherwise, if it was, you guys would have worked out perfectly fine. But there's just something that's off. This, again, this showing me that there is some kind of like massive bump in the road. And that being said, this can go either way. This can be an opportunity for you to see this message and be like, hey, okay, I see this. I see where this person's coming from. Let's have a real conversation. Maybe even like go to counseling or have another party to mediate. There's just something that one of you guys haven't really made any decision on which way to go, and there's just a lack of communication. Because if you're jumping into this reading hoping to get some kind of form of like information on what's going on in their mind, then they're not communicating. There's some kind of like lack of communication. That person is not able to express themselves, and maybe that's just not what you need in a relationship. So as much as this might be something that you might not want to hear, it's not healthy for them to not be able to communicate their exact feelings about this particular situation. But let's go ahead and see what your guides want you to know, and I give you some advice about this. Yeah, I don't see this being a good match. I really don't, because okay, so we have the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Cups in reverse, and then the King of Cups in reverse. So already I'm getting immediate rest. I think your advice right now, this isn't a match. This person's not filling your cups. I don't see you being happy in this. Just like I don't think they are. The energy is not like nurturing. This person's the King of Cups in reverse. Like, yeah, they have. For me, it shows like they do check off all the boxes. I feel like they would be a good partner, but being in reverse, it's just a mismatch for you. The emotional stability that you need is just not there. I do get a sense of a lot of arguing, a lot of fighting. It doesn't work for me. And like I do get a sense of anxiety. I'm getting a sense of this keeping you up at night. This is the 9 of Swords being there. I'm getting a sense of this just eating you alive, and you are holding on to this so much because the both of you are, because you wanted it to work so badly and you do care about each other, and that's very evident because of the fact that you guys don't want to let each other go, and because there's the potential of this, like, you see this person for who they are, and they see you, and they know the potential of where this can go, but there's just a massive mismatch. This isn't the right person for you, I don't think, and vice versa. So then I have the 9 of Cups, the 2 of Swords, and the Hermit. This is what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. There is a lesson to be learned from this, and obviously there's a crossroads of like what decision, because you don't have to rely on this person to make the decision. You can make the decision for yourself, and your guys are almost kind of like maybe you should pull the trigger, because there's a part of me that feels like they may never, and you guys will just be unhappy for another cycle, another loop. And being alone and not being lonely, because there's a difference with the Hermit, taking the time to get the clarity that you need within the situation, within yourself, to make the decision to, maybe I want to go back to this relationship. Maybe I want to find a new one. Maybe this isn't for me. I see you kind of filling the cups with yourself in that, and just being like completely relaxed and happy within just being alone and learning from this and moving on. But it is a tough decision. I do see the crossroads. I do see like you kind of like blind folding yourself, kind of like not wanting to see what the reality is. Ooh, because I do get a sense of you guys are both kind of avoiding this death, this end. And I think that if this person doesn't make a decision, and this is like your advice from your guides, if this person doesn't make a decision, I think that the healthiest thing that you could do for yourself is make the decision for the both of you guys. And I think you guys will be happier for it. Again, there is a chance to kind of repair that and put in the work. And that's the decision that you can make. And, if that person decides to do that, everything happens for a reason is my mantra. I just see that you guys are both very unhappy, and the other side of that, being alone, being away from that, is happiness with the 9 of cups here. So keep that in mind. If this message did resonate, definitely like and subscribe so you don't miss another one, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, looks like you made your way to pile number 2. Maybe you were drawn to the location of the pile, maybe the number 2 resonates with you, or maybe the crystal itself, the shape, the color, how it looks, whatever the reason may be. You are here because there is a message here from your guides about the person that you are currently thinking about, what they're thinking, what they're hiding, what they're not telling you, what information that you need to know about that situation. So we do have a few cards here. And let's go ahead and start with these. So we have peace and determination. So I'm getting that, man, so this is a person that's kind of been in the past. I'm getting a sense of you guys have broke things off. There isn't too much communication, but I am getting a sense of like sometimes they reach. I don't know why I'm getting like someone liked your photo or liked your story or like comment on the story, and I don't know if there's like a back and forth thing or maybe it's just coming from their perspective, but there is a sense of them wanting to make peace. Even if it's just peace and like you can be friendly. I don't know why I'm getting this pull of them making peace with you would mean that there's like a chance and there's like an open door, you know? And with that, that's what, with the determination in being there is really the reason why I'm getting that, because I don't think that they're giving up on this situation, and maybe the feeling's mutual, but I know that there was a lot of hurt. There's a lot of things that need to be forgiven. There's a lot of things that need to be changed in order for this relationship to be anything more than what it is now, which isn't much. I don't see that there is really too much communication. I don't think you block the person, which is why they have the ability to kind of come into contact with you. That's not necessarily right or wrong. It's, your personal preference, but it's just there. It's just something to take note of. Let's see the other card here to get more information. So the divine timing evaluation. Okay, that's interesting. So evaluation, they have evaluated what like your situation was. I don't know exactly what happened right now. This is like given the information right that we have currently. I don't know what happened in the past, but whatever happened, they have really thought long and hard about their actions and what they contributed to that situation. I think there's some growth within that. Has that person changed? I don't know. And that's going to be something that you can kind of decipher and evaluate on your own, because a lot of it could be, they miss you. They miss your companionship, the feelings that they had, the experiences that they have with you. There's a sense of wanting to reconnect and have that back with a determination here. Divine timing. I am getting a weird feeling that if you haven't seen this person contact you, and I think there is a want of maybe even that they contact you, and like maybe a part of you would be like, I would never date him again, but I like the attention. It could even be that. It doesn't have to necessarily be that you want this person back in your life. It's just like that kind of like, see, I know that you want me, and it gives you an ego boost. Totally okay. Whatever the situation is, just know that this is a divinely timed thing, that this will probably happen. I feel like they will be reaching out at some point in time, and it's just the universe working its way, and maybe it's a test. Again, everything happens for a reason. That's my mantra. But it could be just a test for you to see, like, okay, are you going to go back to this person? Or maybe you will, like, again, evaluate the situation and see if this is right for you. But right now, we're digging into their mind. And what they are thinking so far, from what I'm getting, is that they want to make peace with you. I think they want to be back in your life. I think they realize the things that they've done. And again, what they contributed to that situation. And they want to make things right. I think whether you want to be in a relationship with them again, maybe it's a friendship, right? Whatever the case may be, they want to make things right. So the communication is going to start off with like an apology and like validating you, etc. So keep that in mind. This is going to show me what they're kind of thinking about currently in their mind. I feel you even though we're apart. Yeah, so this person 100% misses you. This person wants that connection, that like familiarity. Wow. I don't know. My brain just died. Um, backfired on me. Let's just forget that word. They want to have that feeling again of being with you and the nostalgia around that and the happiness and that warmth. They want that. They know your worth. They see your worth and they miss that. They feel like they're a massive loss without having you around. Again, determination. If you open that door and allow that connection to come through and like make peace, they will probably be determined to try to make it work again. So, keep that in mind. If you want to open that door, great. If not, that's your kind of warning within this. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. So we have the Knight of Swords. That's funny. That makes sense. The World and Four of Wands. Okay. So they are super determined. These two cards together, they are super determined. Knight of Swords is almost like the knight in shining armor, someone coming in very swiftly, quickly, wanting to make, and within the situation, someone who wants to make amends, someone that wants to tell you the truth about the situation and his or her truth about what is happening and how they feel and all that jazz. And it's kind of like, what is it that you care about within that? But I see them really trying to want to fix things and make things right. Knight in shining armor is kind of someone that's going to come in and save the day. The World, I just see that that's how they see you. Like you are everything to them. You are the entire package. You are their completion, their end. This is like they made mistakes. They've regretted whatever, however they are right now in the situation they are, they regret whatever led to that. And I know that they have thought about this long and hard. Again, I see this coming in really quickly. So if they haven't already reached out, or maybe they already did, they will soon if they haven't. I see them, I feel like they might even want to invite you places. Like if you guys make peace, I feel like they're going to extend an olive branch and be like, hey, like, I feel like they know that there is a situation that's coming and an event that's coming, something that's coming that they're going to want to like invite you to like be like an olive branch and maybe do like an like old time's sake. So keep that in mind if you see that happening again. We're just diving into right now what is going on in their mind and what they're thinking, what they're hiding, what they're not telling you. What they're not telling you is that they definitely feel a certain way and they're in their feels again. So if that makes you happy, great. If it doesn't, just keep that guard up, be wary, be super aware, make the right decisions for yourself. That's all that matters at this point in time. But let's go ahead and see what kind of advice we can get from your guides on this. The Five of Cups, the Tower moment, Page of Cups. Yeah, so your guys are kind of giving you a warning right now within this. The Tower moment, this broke down for a reason, and they just don't see anything coming. There's no like change within this. If you open this door, the Tower moment's bound to happen again. It's just not meant for you. There's a, sense of like you never actually gave an opportunity to rebuild back what it is that was broken down, because I'm still getting a sense of sadness and grief within your situation. And I think that's probably why you're still kind of connected and wanting. I feel like maybe you guys even want closure. And there's a message of maybe receiving some kind of closure. So I get a sense of, again, this coming in as a message of emotional new beginning. And I'm just getting with this, it's showing me possible closure. So if you do open the door to make peace, I think you need to have a boundary of this is just peace. I don't feel like this is going to give you anything good. And maybe you do open the door. Again, we have free will, but I think you'll soon really quickly realize that there was a reason why you had to keep it closed and walk away from this, because I don't see like you completely healed from this. That which would make sense why you're still kind of like keeping the door kind of slightly ajar so you can see, oh, like he does like me. Like, oh, he's liking my photo. Oh, he wants to, you know, make a comment about something. There's just something along those lines where you are almost like feeding off of that because it's giving you an ego boost, which is totally fine. I think that is one way to maybe even heal from that, knowing that like this isn't you thing, that's a them thing, and knowing that you're still wanted will help you propel you to find the next person. I mean, however you want to heal from that, but I just don't see you completely 100% from this situation. And this just might perpetuate your healing. So, and like stall or delay your healing. So keep that in mind. Again, free will. Well, you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. I'm getting Four of Cups, four. There's a lot of fours here. Four of Swords and Strength. I think your guides are almost telling you, like, look, like, you just need, like, what you don't see coming is that you are going to need your strength. You're going to need the strength to kind of like, I know you wanted this at some point. Again, not, there's going to be pain and you're never going to be able to move away from that. There's going to be pain that you are going to continue to remember and you just can't heal from it. And it's just a matter of like really giving you the time to grieve and heal, get clarity, heal, rest from the situation because you haven't, not 100%. So your advice is really like, this isn't right for you. This isn't really going to give you the new opportunity, the new beginning that you guys want. It's more of a closure thing. And to just have the strength to walk away and have the boundary that this is just peace. I'm not going to forget. I understand you apologize, but I'm not going to forget what you did. And it will never change down the line. And I just need to heal and rest and recover from this so that I can move on to the next chapter of my life. So if this message resonated, definitely like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, looks like you made your way to pile number 3. So welcome. Maybe you were drawn to the pile because of the location. Maybe the number 3 resonates with you, or maybe it's the crystal itself, the way it looks, the color, the shape. Whatever the reason may be, you're here for a reason to hear a message from your guides about a certain someone that you are thinking about or that you were thinking about when you were picking this pile. And we're going to learn some information that they're hiding, what they're thinking about, what is it that they're not telling you or expressing. And maybe that'll help you make the best decision for yourself because it's not just about them, right? But let's go ahead and see the first set of cards. So we have Heal and Memory. So yeah, this is someone definitely from your past. Maybe it's a recent past, maybe it's a long time ago. And there has been a sense of time that, for me, that has lapsed specifically that gave you guys, maybe just this person, again, we're just in their brain right now, a time to heal from the situation, and they are in their feels right now. I feel like they're kind of going back to the old times and memories. I think you've crossed their mind. Maybe you came on their feed. I feel like they watch you and you watch them. I think there's a mutual back and forth within this. Because there is a cord, there is a door that's slightly ajar, and I'm getting that sense, I'm getting that feeling just within these 2 cards. And again, like, it could have been in a recent past, but I do get a sense of time that has lapsed for you guys to both heal and grow from that. So yeah, let's go ahead and see the next card because I'm getting a lot of information intuitively, but the Musician, inspiration, gratitude. Yeah, I'm just getting a lot of good energy coming from this. It's almost like the time that you guys were able to heal from this, there's almost like the inspiration is giving me inspired want to kind of communicate. So if you haven't heard from this person, I feel like you might hear from this person. And I think they just want to, like, there's just like a lot of nostalgia, a lot of happiness, a gratitude. Even if it's just a connection to like open up and like be like, hey, this is what I learned. Like, I appreciate what, you helped me grow. And I think this person may have actually grown. I do get a sense of almost feel like there was youthfulness too. Like, you guys were just so young. And maybe there's a sense of coming back together just to catch up and see how things were. There's that kind of energy. There's happiness. There's just good energy around this. I don't see this being anything bad. Again, we have free will, so if you don't want to open that connection, you don't have to. Again, we're just going in their mind, and I feel like I'm getting a sense that they want to reconnect and see like how you guys are doing. Maybe there is just a sense of wanting a friendship because there has been a connection there, and I think there's a potential of a future. There's a potential of like wanting to talk about a future or something, but that's not neither here nor there right now. But let's go ahead and see, like, this would be their thoughts. This is what they're thinking, like, exact, like, statement. But let's go ahead and see what that is. I love you. Okay. So, yeah, they're definitely in their feels right now. Again, there's the nostalgia, there's memory. I don't think they're going to come out and like flat out say that to you because again, I feel like there's times that has like lapsed and they don't know who you are, you don't know who they are at this point in time, but there is still love there. And I think that it's the feelings mutual. I don't think you guys have ever actually might have left on like a good note, really like a mutual thing, but I just get a sense that they just are totally in their feels right now. I think they saw you, maybe you posted something recently and they're like, "Damn, like that was a total miss and I feel like I need to reconnect with them." And it's just someone that kind of resurfaces after a long period of time of not talking. But this is how they feel. This is an emotional thing for them right now. And I feel like they're really hopeful for some kind of reconnection. Let's go ahead and see what we have within this. So we have the Strength card. That makes sense. Queen of Swords actually makes a lot of sense too with the Eight of Pentacles. So the Strength card, like I'm getting a very strong energy around like they need to, how do I word this? Like they're trying to be brave to come forward to you. So I don't know how quickly they're going to come forward, but there is a sense of hesitation because there's fear and they're scared, but they do want to. And it's one of those things that they have to get past. But the Queen of Swords symbolizes somebody that has a clear mind, someone that is not afraid to speak their truth, right? And they have taken the time to analyze the situation, be objective, and they're trying to make a clear decision and communicate with you honestly. And I think that's what their move is. They just want to just come out and express themselves. I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles here, they have worked on themselves. Again, heal. There's time that has lapsed. There's a lot of healing that has taken place and they have grown to be better for themselves. And I think that like maybe a part of the gratitude in this is like, thank you for showing me who I am and letting me be the person that I can be within this situation. So I kind of like this energy. I feel like they are very mature. They're maturing. And again, if Queen of Swords, anything that's a king or a queen, it doesn't have to be masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. It's just showing me the maturity. Showing me the maturity within them and what they could be for a relationship. If you're even open to one, like who knows, you might not even want that. But let's go ahead and see what your guides have to say in terms of advice about what they want to tell you. Like now let's take a step back from this person. Yeah, so this is really, I'm so intrigued by this reading. Because normally, like when people come back, it just almost feels toxic. I'm not getting really any toxicity in this. So here we have the Death, we have the Three of Wands, and then the Ten of Cups. So this seems really positive to me. So the cycle did end. There was a death within this relationship. But if you see this card, I never see this as a negative, not always. And it's because it's a rebirth card. There's a sun that's shining in the background. Death comes in to show you that the rebirth is coming. A cycle has to end. Something has to end so the next thing can come in. With all these cards together, there is a chance to kind of look for the future and have some kind of direction and movement and planning. And I feel like there's a sense with the fire sign being with the wands, that there's a sense of like a fiery spark or rebirth within it. And I see that maybe like your brain starts ticking into thinking like, hey, maybe I do give this opportunity. Maybe I do just go get a coffee and catch up because I'm getting emotional fulfillment within this. Whether this means family, maybe you have a future with this person to reconnect, may blossom into something else. It doesn't have to, but you're emotionally going to be filled. Maybe you get the closure. Maybe you're like, okay, I like this. I like that we are kind of being open and honest because you will be able to have that. They want to communicate honestly and tell you exactly what they've learned, what they've grown from, and how they have seen the past relationship, and like kind of validate your experience. I feel like you will get that, and the gratitude for like allowing them to see it. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck: High Priestess, Eight of Wands, and the Fool. Yeah, so your guys want you to know that decision's up to you. The decision is yours. I feel like you have gotten to a place where you've made this decision and you're comfortable with it. And if they do come back, great. They're going to come back very quickly. There's a message of communication coming through very quickly. I feel like you'll get a text, a phone call, DM, whatever. But your guys want you to know, like, go with your intuition. Go with your intuition, but be open to have the opportunity for a leap of faith. And it's going to be one of those things that I think you'll know what the right thing to do is once they communicate with you. And your guides are there to kind of help you through it, guide you through it, but there is an opportunity to take a leap of faith. And I see you guys almost kind of like entertaining a coffee thing, and then you'll go from there. And I think that decision is going to be based on how you feel, what your wants are, but you're in total control in this situation. So I like that for you because there's no pressure. It doesn't feel like pressure. It feels very open, honest, and there's a positivity around this. I see a very white light around this reading, so I do get a sense of like nothing, like what can go wrong. So if this did resonate with you, definitely like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.